Hi, I'm John Clare, host of SiriusXM's Symphony Hall weekday mornings. I'm in St. Louis and the general manager of Classic 1073, and I'm the former executive director of SOLI Chamber Ensemble. I'm a big Star Wars fan, as you can see, but I'm a huge fan of SOLI Chamber Ensemble. They've got a concert coming up October 25th at 7:30 at San Antonio Botanical Garden, and it is a concert called Through the Eyes and Lens of the Beholder. I'm a big fan of Steven Stucky, who's on the program, and a lovely piece called Dialogues, played by cellist David Mollenauer. You can find out more at solichamberensemble.com.
This work to me is one of those that um, is a little bit of a journey, that there are these different elements. And so listening for that sort of name in it, this theme that comes around, and I think the transformations that happen uh, are go by quickly, and at the same time it I like lingering in this piece. And I recommend having it in the moment. This is one of those pieces you don't have to study. It's not an hour long. It's a lovely solo piece. And so to me, that also just listen for the sounds. To me, this is just one of those great cello pieces that shows off the instrument. So it's lovely in all registers, and it's just very poetic, I think. That you talk again about dialogues and the personal names. That's something that Steve was the foremost scholar on Lutoslawski, and literally wrote the book on Lutoslawski and his composition, knew him, befriended him, helped the Fourth Symphony come along in LA. Again, all these, great personal connections. And so using Eleanor's name in the music is something that Lutoslawski did, that he did the big soccer variations and, other cello works like that. So I think in a way it's a little homage to Lutoslawski, and it's, of course, other folks have done it, the BACH and all these sort of things, Liszt and Shostakovich did, but Lutoslawski did it, and Steve really looked up to him, and I think sort of works that into the piece. I have to tell you, Dave, that the premiere of this was in upstate New York, and that I met Eleanor through Steve before I'd actually met him in person. And Eleanor and I struck up a fast friendship because she was a fascinating musician. But we ended up planning on meeting in upstate New York for the premiere. And so ahead of that time, I drove up to Cornell and I met Steve at an Italian restaurant. And he was surrounded by composition students and composers. And we had glasses of wine and a great dinner and talked. And then the next day we went out and to the Finger Lakes, Eleanor and Steve and I, and we had some wine and lunch and just drove around in just really beautiful places, just because I hadn't been in that neck of the woods a whole heck of a lot. And ended up for this wonderful place near Syracuse, and they do a big festival there. And there was a soprano who also does a radio show, and it was called Casanova Counterpoint. They ended up doing a whole program as Steve, and it was highlighted with this premiere. And they had all sorts of little pieces of his and chamber music, and it was just really delightful. And thinking back on those times, and I met all sorts of composers, and Steve and I's friendship grew more just because we had a chance to drink wine and laugh and talk about Lutoslawski and things. I think we did another interview that afternoon before the premiere and shared it with folks. But um, it while it was 13 years ago, it seems like yesterday. And having lost Steve, having gone through the last 6 months of all this stuff, and not even being able to be close with you guys. Here we are. I'm in St. Louis and you're in San Antonio, and I can't get down there for that. It means that much more, and going back and preparing for this talk and thinking about these sort of things, it's really lovely to have those memories. And to me, that's the beauty of music, is that you can commission pieces of music for Soli, you can commission works of art, you can have those memories. The first time you hear a Robert Xavier Rodriguez piece, the first time you hear a Steve Stucky piece, we can think back about those glasses of wine or cigars or whatnot that we shared. And to me, folks hearing this, being there in the park, being around and being able to hear the sounds again live, will mean that much more. And it will be even that much more when we can all be together again.
Yes, absolutely.